everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Always so happy to find you here. I do upload on Mondays and on Thursdays. So when you click subscribe, please click subscribe before you end this upload. You will be notified when I have uploaded new content for your view. And of course, my pleasure. It is always my pleasure. As you will see my backdrop, today is Juneteenth, as we recognize it. So 2 years ago, it became a federal holiday. And many of the banks here in America, banks, post office, most companies that recognize holidays, the courts are all closed. Even the stock market is closed. And this is our full second year of it. And so this upload for me to you is just in my way of saying, let's celebrate Juneteenth, and to give a little understanding of it. I am not a historian. I am learning more about it every day. Certainly over the past couple of years, when I became more engaged with an open heart of understanding, an open mind, an open consciousness to want to embrace things that were always there, but I didn't know, and to help myself become wiser about these facts and to share them. So that's always been my ambition. And I know that if you scroll back to videos I did in February, I dedicated the entire month of February to Black history and honoring Black history, because there's one truth I have found, and that is so few others know about our culture. And even so, too many of us in our culture know the history of our culture. Now, why is that? That's because of a couple of reasons. One, it has never been an education for us. And in some of my discoveries, it's been deliberately obscured from us. Now, what the underlying intention of that is, you can surmise for yourself. But at any rate, it's another form of injustice to hold back from a people, any group of people, their natural heritage, their natural legacy, their whoism. So this is difficult. Now, let me preface this, because this genre of talk, I'll say, is not what my platform is about in totality. Please do read my about you, okay? About you. I'm actually I always do drop it in there. My about you is basically, my platform is a platform of compassion and care, and treating others. Treatment, you meant to treat that person that way. So this falls into that, because when we are deliberately removed of information, obscured, falsified, tricked, and untruths, then how could you possibly be honoring and treating that person kindly, respectfully, honorably? Now, I've said many times, and I'll say it again now, I have been at times naive, because I want the best of people, and I'll give you a million chances to prove it. Maybe not a million anymore, but I'll give you adequate time to prove that. I'm going to seek for the best. But sometimes we have to face hard truths. And some of the hard truths in this particular day, which is our day of celebration, not just Black people, African American people, but America should join in fully in that celebration. I'm saying that to say this: even if you Google search, and I did for you, and someone helped me. So thank you. You know who you are. Um, I'm going to drop a few links in the description box because even now, this day is still not 100,000% accurate in its reporting of its truth. Meaning, so a little information about Juneteenth. Juneteenth is actually to be in celebration of the Emancipation Proclamation, but because the information that an Emancipation Proclamation freed slaves via the 13th Amendment from our president then, Abraham Lincoln. Okay, so all this is in our head. We know, well, I shouldn't assume what anyone knows, but all this is in our head. We know this. Juneteenth came about because the information of the freedom that Blacks had, enslavement that they had, didn't reach them informationally until 2 years later. Now, what happens, and still today, what I'm in reference to, are these dates starts getting scattered. There's the date of, the 13th Amendment. Then there's the date of when it was declared versus the date that when it went through Congress versus the date when it became actualized versus the date when it traveled to states to inform each state that the slaves were free versus the date, the last date that the last state, which was Galveston, Texas, found this out, which is the date of June 19th, 1865, which they sealed that as Juneteenth. Now, having said all that, now, you see, all this is at the top of my head, right? I'm saying that to say this. If you research the Smithsonian, the information there is different than the Library of Congress about these various dates, about our true freedom, often not even mentioning January 1st, 1863, or they want to say 1864. So we get convoluted with the dates. Again, I'm not a historian. I am in celebration of the freedom at this point. I am a celebration that after all this time, it is recognized as a federal holiday in America. I am celebrating the fact that this entire weekend, and which is my delay for uploading so late, I'm sorry. I'm so poured into this heritage that this entire weekend, I spent so much time in celebration of Juneteenth, from different parades to a Juneteenth day at a park, the concerts that were there, that by the time today came, I was semi-tired. That's why I said I need my Coke Zero. I was semi-tired. And but I still wanted to recognize, this date, because this date is very important and it should be recognized. Now, 2 years ago, our president now, Joe Biden, nationalized this date as Juneteenth, as the federal holiday. So however you want to derive a date for you, however you want to recognize it, let's just be grateful in the understanding of it and help other people understand it. Tell them what it is. Help them with the history. Help them with the what it is. I'll share that I was naughty. Last week I was, admittedly, I was naughty. I did something I haven't done since COVID. I hadn't had a shopping spree since COVID because the malls and everything, and all the shopping was online. I just wanted to shop. I don't know, I felt called to shop. And boy, did I kind of overdid it. But I went shopping and I was asking a young lady for something in my size. And I said to her, now this is a boutique. This is one of my favorite little boutiques. And I said, are you guys closed on Juneteenth next week? And she said, on what? I said, on Juneteenth. She said, what's that? I said, do you have any Juneteenth t-shirts here? Because I was going to buy another t-shirt. And she said, what's that? And she seemed almost embarrassed that she didn't know. Now, I don't know that. So I said, oh, Juneteenth, let me tell you. So I quickly told her. I didn't go into a long thing. She's at work and I'm shopping. She said, no. Now she's in college now, she said. Ever heard of it? She said, we all that history. Now, she, in this case, she is not African American. I think she was, I believe she was Vietnamese, I believe. But at any rate, she was floored that all these years she came here, she said she came here to America to get the best education. And she'd never heard of this. So she began searching. You know, she's, I'm going to take my lunch break. Well, she went and took her lunch break, and there I was still shopping. And when she came back, she said, Miss, thank you. Thank you. I'm walking out. She's coming back from her lunch. We're passing by the door. She said, thank you. No one ever told me this is such great information. And it said this and it said that. How come no? And she started asking questions. See, this is how we help one another understand. This is how we help one another unveil information that we had not a clue about before, that for some reason or another, it was obscured. It was obfuscated. It was never in our schools. It was never taught to us. It was never shown to us. But see, there's this thing called Google. And I always say, Google is my dear good friend. And yeah, this is why I say Google me. You want to find out something more about me? Google me. All the facts are there. And so enjoy these facts and share with other people and make them comfortable in their knowing, because now this is me talking. Sometimes I think people are just not sure about a situation, and they find themselves wanting to know something more about it, but not wanting you to know that they don't know. So there's a slither of embarrassment. Well, there shouldn't be. There shouldn't be. None of us know everything about everything. Let's just help educate one another. Let's just be kind enough to say, hey, this isn't exactly, just have to argue about it. Just educate and be okay with your heritage unfolding before you. Like I said, for me, so much I've discovered, and at times I was berated by the fact that I didn't know my own heritage. It's damning. But you take the knowledge, you make it useful, you put it on a platform like this, and you say, here's some more of me, get to know me. This is my heritage, and this is my legacy. I'm Sheri Lewis. I hope you enjoyed this upload for Juneteenth, and I will drop many links in the description box for you. Like I said, I'm not a historian, but I am just proud to be Black today and every day. See you next time. Oh, please come back. I had a wonderful interaction with a young lady who subscribed to my channel on the spot at the store shopping. I told you I'm going to do a video to share our encounter. It's called Random Acts of Kindness, and I will do that this week. After this. Okay, have a good day. Please click subscribe. If you've gotten this far, please click subscribe. Send a friend next time. And I love you. Bye. I love you. Bye. Happy Juneteenth.